and welcome to the new week. Welcome to the new vlog and to the new Hannah show. Right, so last week, last vlog finished on the up note as I was reading a book which I really liked. It was The Burial Plot by Elizabeth McNeil, and that brought my August TBR to 6 books out of 10 read, which means I only have 4 books left on my August TBR, books that were picked for me by my TBR game. And I think I picked my next book. I will start this vlog with Undeadwood by C.A. Monks. Carl Monks. I actually know Carl. He gave me this book. I asked him for a copy. This is a very short book. It's only about 170 pages. Let me read you a quick synopsis. Tragically, I'm dead. I died in a bathtub while I was relaxing. Maybe I relaxed too much. Anyway, this is not troubling me as much as you might think. You see, I might have died, but I didn't die properly or fully. Completely? Well, I'm unsure of the nomenclature. Safe to say, I'm still here in the town of Deadwood in the year 1876. Despite my current condition, I'm determined to get to the bottom of this mystery. I will find out what's happening to the recently deceased of Deadwood, even if it kills me again. So, apparently this book is quite funny. It's like zombies in cowboy times and dark humor. This is what I know. This is what Carl told me. So there it is, Undeadwood. I will be keeping you updated. Like I said, just over 200 pages. So it should be a quick read. I just need to go and practice my cowboy accent. I thought I will come and tell you I'm reading this book, and it's actually so funny. There are places when I'm literally chuckling to myself. So anyway, let me tell you quickly what this is about. I've read 68 pages. It's like 200 pages in a book, so it's a short novella. But there is this guy called Seth Bulcock, and he is in like a public bath, and he wakes up. This is basically happening in like the end of 19th century, somewhere in like Wild West, in this like like a prairie town and stuff like that. So anyway, so he wakes up in a bathtub, and turns out he's dead. He died. And this is what's been happening to the people of this town for the past, I don't know, a couple of weeks or something. And so he is basically trying to get to the point, like, why this is happening and whatnot. And he has different encounters, like with people. There was an encounter with the Revenant, an encounter with like a bath owner, an encounter with the person that owns the mine. His suspicion is it's something to do with this mine. But anyway, so he's married, and he's like, he thinks to himself, okay, so I'm dead now, so someone needs to declare my death. So he went to the doctor. He went to the doctor for the examination, and let me just read you a passage, okay? So the doctor was like picking into like his ears, throat and eyes and whatnot, then did the motor response, like, the little hammer on the knee. And then let me read you that passage. The rest of the examination went by in a whirl. Things were pinched, squeezed, rotated, flexed, extended, listened to, and much to both of our discomfort, cupped. It all ended with a cough from me and a mild sense of awkwardness from both of us. And I just find it so funny. Oh my God. I don't know. So there are funny bits in here. It's actually, it's such a cool book. I don't know why this guy is not promoting this book. It's such a cool book. Oh my gosh, look, I'm showing you Undeadwood by C.A. Monks. It's a self-published book, and oh my god, it's actually quite cool. Please read it. Please read it. I think it's available on Kindle as well. So download a sample, have a read. But oh my god, it is so funny. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to reading. I want to read for maybe another 15 minutes and then lights out, because I actually feel quite tired. Me and my son went to the gym together today. I finished work, I picked him up, we went to the gym, and then we went to Costco, came back, had dinner, showered, finished the sleeve for the cardigan, and then I'm in bed just reading for 10-15 minutes, and then it will be bedtime, because I am so tired. Not the best angles and not the best light, but who cares? Anyway, chat to you tomorrow. Hello. I've just finished Undeadwood by C.A. Monks. It's a short story. It's just over 200 pages. I started it yesterday, and I actually didn't know what to expect from this book. I knew that it was supposed to be funny, but you know, some people's funny, it's not everybody else's funny. But I have to admit, it was funny. I actually rated it 4.5 stars. I can't rate it 5 stars because it's such a short book, and you know, there is not a lot to it, but it's a fun read if you want, like, if you're bored in the afternoon and you have that. I think that's available on Kindle as well. So if you're like bored, you can just read it in one afternoon. And basically we follow Seth Bullock that wakes up dead in a bath, and from then on he's trying to investigate and get to the bottom of the issue, because he is not the first and not the last person in this little town of Deadwood that ends up dead but not dead. And so he's investigating, and we meet some other characters. There's few funny ones, and there is so many. There were so many places when I literally chuckled. One of my favorite ones was when Seth goes to the doctor because he needs to obtain a certificate of his death. So it was one of my funniest bits in this book. When I was reading this book, I imagined the ghoul from the Fallout. I imagined the ghoul as the main character, and I literally read the entire book in the voice of Ghoul. But there was so many one-liners, and yeah, it was just funny. It was like tongue-in-cheek. There was good banter. There was a few really good one-liners. I actually cackled in a few places. But also what I liked, I read a book from C.A. Monks before, Welcome to Stormsport, and he actually placed a couple of Easter eggs in this book as well. So that was interesting to notice. And yeah, I was like, yeah, I've read that book. I know what he's talking about. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. I wish it was longer now. I just enjoyed it, and I wish it was longer. Add another 100 pages to it next time. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a shame that he wasn't promoting this book enough before he published it. I did mention to you before that I actually know Carl, and he gave me this book to read. I asked him for this book because I wanted to read it, and I was like, oh, if you have a copy lying around, I'll have it, I'll read it. So it's a shame that he didn't promote the book before, but I think it's like with everything, if you have a product, you need to advertise it for people to know that it exists. And I think I don't think many people knew that this book exists, so it's a shame, because it's a funny book. It's like, you know, if you want to kill an afternoon and haven't got anything else to read, it's cool. It's kind of set in those like settlers times when like a gold rush and stuff like that, but it's not very like cowboy, because I'm not a fan of westerns and things like that, but it's not about cowboys, it's not about gold rush, but it's just set in those times, and it's such a funny book. Yeah, I recommend it. If I can ask you on his behalf to read this flipping book, yeah, that would be awesome, because I really enjoyed it, and I would not be recommending it if I didn't think that it deserves to be recommended. So have a read if you can find it on Kindle, or if you can get a paperback, but I'm trying to kind of twist it because of the shiny cover and the light here. It's Undeadwood by C.A. Monks, and I'll leave the link to the Amazon page with his book. Hopefully some of you will read it. That's that. That means I have read 7 books from my August TBR. What I have left, I have No Exit by Taylor Adams. I might listen to it as an audiobook. I also have The Other Mothers by Katherine Faulkner, and This Is How We Lose a Time War, and this is also a very short novella, so I will probably start with The Other Mothers because it's longer, and the font is much smaller, which is not my favorite thing in the world, and we'll just see how it got on. So yeah. In other news, I have finished the cardigan, and I wish I could show you, but I can't because it's drying, because I put it in a very gentle, like a rinse. But I will show you tomorrow. It turned out really nice. Good afternoon. Oh my god, I'm so angry. I was coming back from work. This journey normally takes me about this time of the day. I finished work 1:20. Normally it takes me about half an hour to get home. It took me nearly an hour today because my freaking shitty council decided to close the road without any advanced warning, and then they diverted the traffic through the area when there's roadworks with temporary traffic lights next to the normal junction lights, and it's causing so much traffic. Like who who even plans this? This is what I can't comprehend. Who plans this? What clever person sits there up in the console or wherever they do it and decides, yes, it will be a good idea to close this road today and then have roadworks literally, I don't know, further down the road, that these temporary traffic lights are not even in sync with the traffic lights that are on the junction. And okay, I vented. I've started reading The Other Mothers. Actually, I've read 44 pages yesterday. It's good. The way she writes, it's chapters are short, which I always like short chapters, and it's just, I don't know, it's just easy to read. Even though the letters, the font is quite small, it's just easy and quick to read. And anyway, so as far as I know, what I can say, there is this woman whose name is Tash, and it starts kind of, the first chapter is in the future. She's at the police station, cuffed for some reason, and they're questioning about some sort of an accident that happened on the cliffs. And then in the next chapter we go back like I think a year before, and we find out a little bit more about herself. So she was a journalist, but right now she's got a 2-year-old, so she left the paper and now she's a freelance journalist. But in the past there was a body of a woman discovered in this reservoir, and she was the one reporting from the discovery and whatever, like the inquest. And she basically reported what the coroner said, that, you know, it was an accidental death. She dived into the reservoir, hit her head, and then died. But one day at her door, a mother of that woman turns up with a picture of her, and she said, you know, this was not an accident, and she's asking her to investigate. So she's doing her investigations, and she actually found something. So anyway, there's also, I don't know how this is going to be connected, but she, in her husband's drawers, she actually found a picture of the woman that drowned. That's one. And also there is this group of women at preschool where she takes her kid, I think it's a boy, Finn. So she takes this Finn to this playgroup, and there's this mothers, and she kind of, they get together. I just can't imagine how this is going to be connected to that woman that drowned and to her being arrested in the beginning of the book and being cuffed because something happened at the cliffs. So yeah, interesting so far. I am enjoying it. And also I have finished today The Hunting Moon by Suzanne Dennard. I've finished listening to The Hunting Moon. I listened a few weeks ago, I think I've listened to The Luminaries, and I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. And then my library had The Hunting Moon, which is the sequel to The Luminaries, available to borrow straight away, pretty much. So I listened to that one and I finished it, and I was like, I was giddy. There were moments when I was like, because if you know, you know. So basically in The Hunting Moon, we follow Winnie again. So in book 1, she and her family were kind of in a process to going back to being luminaries, because they were banished before because of her father being suspected to be a witch or be a traitor. And anyway, so in book 2, Winnie, I think in book 1, I don't know if I can tell you, but book 2 follows up on what Winnie discovered in book 1, and also we discover a little bit more about the nightmare that's in the woods and about the werewolf that was also found or believed to be in the woods. And the story turns in a direction that I was hoping to turn, not hoping, but I had my suspicions that this is what it's going to be, and that kind of confirmed it. But book 2 also finished on this a very I would say a cliffhanger, because I think it's something to do with her dad still. And yeah, so I think book 3 is coming out soon, 19th of November. And yeah, I will be definitely reading that. I've ordered the Hunting Moon Illumicrate edition when they had the sale. I think they still have the sale. And then they also sent us an email that the book 3 is going to be available for purchase as well from Illumicrate, and it will be an edition matching the other one. And I also found the Luminaries on Vinted, and it was the Illumicrate edition as well. So hopefully at one point I will have 3 matching books, my bookshelf trophies. And yeah, I haven't rated yet, because I didn't have time, obviously, but I'm going to do it now. I'm going to go and write my review on Goodreads and Storygraph and, you know, all that good stuff. And I will be rating it 4.5 stars, because I don't know if it's a 5-star book for me. I don't feel like as amazed by it, but definitely 4.5 stars. I give it that extra 5.5 star for the fact that, you know, I was like a little bit giddy. So yes, that's that. And I am going to show you the cardigan I made for my daughter, but I need to change first. Okay, so this is the cardigan. It's just a very, very simple pattern, but I think altogether it's quite effective. And she's slim, so it's going to be oversized for her. But ooh, it's so nice. It's so nice. It's lovely. A little bit lower. That's it. I'm super proud of it. It's so nice. Yay! I know I said I am not going to bother with book 2 of Peter James, The House on Cold Hill, but I found this book in the library, in my library app, an audiobook, so I'm listening to it now. And what happened in that where the old house was, they demolished it and then they built another house on top of that one. And also on the land, there was like 25 acres of land or something like that. They're building more houses, so it's basically this whole area is going to turn into like a housing estate. A nice one with like nice houses and everything. So the main house was bought by this painter and his wife, and the only other people that live on this estate currently are Maurice and Claudette or something like that. They're like older couple. Anyway, so they see things and everything, and it's like I said before, in book 1, if that guy that found a skeleton and the skeleton was buried, hopefully it should solve the issues of the ghost and everything. But for me, what kind of doesn't stick is the fact that that ghost of that woman is still haunting that main house. But yeah, that's cool because it's the main house and this is where she was originally. So I feel like ghosts could be tied to a place, regardless of the fact if the remains are there or not anymore. But what kind of doesn't stick for me is they're building all these other houses, and the other houses are being haunted as well. So it's kind of, for me, it doesn't make sense, to be honest, but it's an easy read. I think I'll just finish this, I'll tick this off, and then I can move on to something else. But in the meantime, it's 2:45 right now. I need to have an early night, but tonight I'm not cooking because we have leftover dinner from yesterday. And so what I did, I actually signed up for a Patreon for Oma Win. I think I said Oma Vin last time. It's actually Oma Win. So I signed up for her Patreon, and I'm hoping her Patreon and her work will inspire me to do some work in my sketchbooks, because I recorded that video about my sketchbook flip through and how I felt blocked and slumped creatively. So I think I'm going to have a watch, look at some of her work, and hopefully feel inspired, and maybe get my sketchbook out and maybe do something today. We'll see. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling excited right now for this, so I might listen to part 2, The Secret of Cone Hill. I actually drew something. Let me show you. So I've done 3 drawings. Mind you, these are very loose sketches. Okay, so I had this photo that I took in Portugal when we were on a holiday. People were in a house where we were staying. There was a pond with water lilies, and I had a picture, and I did this. So it's like, it's watercolors with some colored pencils and stuff. But this one is, I don't know if you can see here, I actually used my fountain pen to draw the outlines. And then I went ahead and I did the same thing, same reference picture, but I didn't use the pen for outlines. I just used brush. And instead of colored pencils, I've used some oil pastels. But I think I prefer this one to this. And then, see, I knew that this woman is going to inspire me, because I love her art. The colors that she uses and the expressive sketches that she does, it's just, they're just so loose and so beautiful and colorful, and she uses collage in her art as well. So it's just like, oh, chef's kiss. I'm gonna put her channel in a card. She's got a YouTube channel, but I follow her on Patreon because, you know, why not? And oof, this didn't dry properly, doesn't matter, but it's just, this is what I'm saying, like a very loose, very expressive, no harsh lines, everything is just like, fucking love it. Anyway, please check her out. I will put her Instagram and her YouTube channel, and yeah, you can decide what you want to do. I actually feel good. I think I have good feelings right now, because there were times when I was looking at these sketchbooks and my paints and everything, and I was like, I like doing this. Why am I not doing this? I know I'm doing all the other things, like, you know, the crocheting, and I've been reading a lot as well. But I kind of miss my sketching and my drawing and painting and, you know, doing things like that. So hopefully I'll get over this rock just there on my path. So I was sitting here minding my own business, and then Amazon turned up. I've ordered things. Guess what? I want to start from the book that everybody is talking about, and I'm like, I don't want to be excluded. I wanted to be the part of the cool kids group. So anyway, and the book I'm talking about is I Who Have Never Known Men, and this book is all over the place, and I'm like, what is this? I don't even know what this is, so it could be actually not my thing. I don't know if it's I feel like it's going to be literary fiction. It's not, I don't know, actually. There's no chapters, there's just like page breaks. there is no chapters. There's literally just a stream of words. I don't know how I will feel about reading this. Let me see. Goodreads. Fiction, science fiction, dystopia. Feminism, literary fiction. I had a feeling. Classics, fantasy, adult, France. Okay, next one. I've seen a couple of people talk about this one as well. Seems like, is it self-published? I don't know. The paper looks like recycled paper. Lisa Sambury Delicious Monsters. And this is about this girl. Daisy sees dead people, and she goes into her house, and then there's basically two timelines and something. Let me see what this book is about. So that's that. So that's gonna go on my TBR. And then the next one I've ordered, that was on my Amazon wish list for a while now. It's Scott Smith, The Ruins, and it's something to do with nature. It's a horror book, and it's something to do with nature. So I've been enjoying those. Yeah, so there's a group of people that are traveling in Mexico. Yeah, in Mexico, and they get bored, so they go on a hike, and they kind of stray off the path, and then someone with a gun, and they step into these vines, and it kind of happens then. But yeah, I did hear that this is all about like nature and creepy naturey things. Sounds exciting. The last one that I've ordered 4 because Amazon had this offer like buy 4 save 4%, and I was like, I might as well. And this is The Fisherman by John Langan, and it's something to do with the lake. Yeah, two widowers go on this lake, something, because there's a tale that you can get something back. So I think they want to get back their wives. So necromancy, but there's a price to pay. Don't. So yeah, nice big font. I approve. So yeah, these are the 4 books that arrived from Amazon. Hello, it is Friday. I just got back from work, and I have a couple of deliveries from Etsy. I'll show you what I got. So the first one, it's from the shop called Kappa Seriously. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Here you go. And look at that. That is literally packed so nicely. And I am going to keep the stickers. This is so nice. I really like her stickers. This is like a proper thick paper as well. Lovely. Definitely keeping this because it's pretty, and I'm sure I'll use it. Oh, I got another sticker. Look at that. That is so cute. That is so cute. And this is the stuff that I've ordered. I've ordered some bookmarks, and I've got another sticker at the back. Look at me, nearly 44-year-old woman being so excited about stickers, but hey ho. These are my bookmarks. Never too late for a plot twist. So that's the Halloweeny one, autumny one. Same thing on both sides. And the last one is very autumnal. Here we go with this cute mushroom. Yeah, so that's my goodies from this shop. And once again, this is the shop. Kappa Seriously. And then the other thing that I got is actually a t-shirt. So I'll put it on and I'll show you. Ta-da! It's my Fourth Wing t-shirt. And it's nice, quality is nice. Let's see how it fares after the wash. But as you can see, the sleeves are quite narrow. For an XL t-shirt, I would expect something big and roomy. So anyway, I am going to go and record a video because I made a big purchase on Illumicrate because they had a sale going on. I think maybe it's still going on. I have a lot of boxes to open, so I might record that might record a video for this, and then hopefully later on. I just feel so tired today. I think I'm just gonna get myself comfy and crack on with my book. Hello. Oh my gosh, it's been a while. This this reading vlog is long because it's taking me a long time to get through the books. I have a Illumicrate box which I'm going to unbox now and record it because I was going to wait until Monday when I'm off, but I'm too curious and I can't wait what's included in the box, so I'm gonna do it now. I'm so red. I felt so hot. Oh, I laminated the bookmarks, and once I laminated them, the color popped a little bit. There was an option to get a laminated bookmark, but it was pretty much twice as expensive, and I have a laminator, so I did it myself. I'm reading The Other Mothers. I'm halfway through. It's actually good, nice and quick. I still don't know how these people are connected, so I think, as per my bookmark, never too late for a plot twist. It feels like everybody's hiding something and everybody around it. So the main character is Tash, and she's the freelance journalist, and she's got a kid, and she takes the kid to this playgroup, and that's where she met all the other mothers. And she knows that somehow someone from this group was involved in Sophie's death, but she doesn't know who, and it seems like everybody is hiding something. Everybody is connected to Sophie one way or another, and it's just, you know, weird. It's like going round and round in circles. I don't know what it's going to be right now. Kind of like a 3, maybe 3.5. It's okay. It's like, I like this book, but it's not like, you know, earth-shattering and life-changing. I have finished listening to The Secret of Cold Hill, and that was like a 2.5 star. I kind of like, I had this from the library, so I'm not even saying like I regret it. I don't regret it. It was okay. That ghost story, it was book 2 in this kind of little duology. Jason and Emily, they bought this house that was newly built and on the place where the Cold Hill house was before. That was demolished, and there's this whole new estate, and they bought this house, they move in, then the house is haunted, which obviously they found out after a while. And it's pretty much as book 1. Everything is happening at book 1, but now they're seeing ghosts from the people that died in book 1. So that's different. But the story, the plot, and everything else is the same. I feel like I haven't been scared in this book enough. This is the reason I only gave it 2 stars. It's one of those books, if it's like, okay, I've read it and it exists. The only good part of this book was there was a scene with cockroaches, and that was like... And also, I think it was the same in book 1, when the main character was hallucinating and having all this like different things going on, and he's questioning his own sanity. The way the author described this man kind of feeling like he was going mad. I enjoyed that as well. But apart from that, it's a book. The clock's ticking. We literally have 1 week until the end of August, and I have to finish this book, and I have one more short one, novella, This Is How You Lose a Time War, The Time War, or something like that. So I started No Exit, and I am actually listening to this as an audiobook because I have one, and I'm about halfway through. It's alright. I don't know what I expect. It kind of, I don't know, maybe there will be a plot twist, but as for now, we knew who the villains are, and I think it was revealed very early on in the story. I don't know if I like that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Trying to think what was my last update on this book. I think I was telling you how I see this book as a 3-star. Boy, I was so wrong. Anyway, let's rewind and I will tell you in few words what this book is about and my final thoughts on this, because I have just finished this book. This is happening in December, just before Christmas, and we follow our main character, Darby. She's a college student and she receives message from home that, or news from home, that her mother has pancreatic cancer and she needs to go back as mom is going into a surgery. So it's winter, but she decides to drive a car for some reason, and we are in Colorado, so that's mountains and whatnot. So anyway, on the way home, she gets hit by a snowstorm, and because it's snowing so much, the roads are blocked. There's no snow plows coming. There is this rest stop, and she decides to pull into this rest stop and just wait out the storm and the night in that rest stop. So she gets there. There's initially she sees 3 people. There's this Ed, and then there's a woman, Sandy, also around 50 or in her late 40s, and then this college guy, Ashley, as well. So initially there's 3 of them, and they are cut off the society because they got snowed in. The telephone line is dead. They're in this place when there's no reception, no phone reception, and turns out there's another person with them. There's a guy called Lars. And Lars seems a little bit dodgy. But anyway, so she's trying to reach her family, tell them that she's stranded in that rest stop in Colorado on whatever highway. But she can't get a phone reception. So this guy actually tells her, look, there's this place up there on that hill, and I got 1 bar there, so you can try that. So she goes there and she's trying, and no luck, obviously. So she decides to go back into the center, the building. And on the way, she walks around the cars and she sees this van. And what she thinks is a hand, a child's hand. She sees that through the window. What seems very suspicious to her is that the fact that there's some kind of a padlock on the van's door. So she thinks, because the hand is so small, that is a child in that van. So I'm just going to say that later on her suspicions turn out to be true, but this is what you will know from the synopsis as well. And then she goes in back into the center and she's trying to figure out who is the person that has this child in the van. There's this whole build up, and she has her suspicions and she's trying to find out, and it kind of goes for about half of the book. And about 50% mark, something happens and there's a big change, and then from about 50% of this book, this story picks up pace, and from there on it's just like super fast pace. And how I went into this book thinking, or about halfway through, I thought I'm gonna give this book 3 stars. I ended up giving it 5 stars because of how the story progressed and the events that happened in the second half of this book. But my favorite thing about this book was the character of Darby and how she developed throughout the story. This is only about, how many pages? This is just under 300 pages. But in those 300 pages, we see her grow and develop and evolve. And she just becomes this picture of bravery and heroism. And it was just such a great character, Darby. And anyway, so I'm not going to give you spoilers. Let me just tell you, if you ever start this book and you feel discouraged by how it's going in the beginning, don't give up, because this book gets so good. And I really like the ending. The ending was unexpected because all the signs in the sky pointed to something else. all the stars in the sky pointed to something else, but something else happened. So I really liked the ending. There was one bit in this book when I kind of thought the author used or created a similar situation twice in a row, and it wasn't like that far apart, and I was thinking, oh, why is he doing this? Or he, Taylor Adams, is that a man or a woman, or they? Why are they doing this? But it kind of makes sense. But it kind of made sense when the situation got resolved. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I didn't expect it to be a 5-star read. I have listened and have read this book, and yeah, I highly recommend it. And it was fun. I had a good time with this book. So that's that. Adding news, I'm still reading The Other Mothers. I'm hoping to finish it today. I have under 100 pages, 20, maybe about 70 pages left in this book, and it's good, but it's not shattering. We'll see how it finishes. Like I was saying that everybody seems to be involved, like who's who and who's done what. I was just getting confused, because it seems like everybody had a pause in that, you know, that murder that happened here. So I'm curious to see how this mystery, how this story is going to resolve, and I'm hoping to finish it today, which will mean I will only have one more book left to read for August, and This Is How You Lose a Time War, and I would feel so accomplished, because that would mean I would have finished all the books from my August TBR, and that book is short. It's just a short novella, so I'm hoping I'm off tomorrow and maybe even finish it tomorrow, so fingers crossed. And then I'll be able to start on my September, because I already made plans for September, but that I will tell you in another video. I have come to tell you that I finished The Other Mothers by Katherine Faulkner. I gave this book 3 stars. It was okay. It wasn't fascinating. I think there was too many people involved in the drama, and even though it was a fast read, the action wasn't fast. It just felt a little bit dragged out, and especially the ending. The ending was a little bit predictable, and also generally the book was a little bit repetitive. It was a lot of like drinking wine and meeting for coffee and wine again and then coffee again. It's just I don't know, very samey. I didn't hate this book. It was okay. So that's that. I am finished. So today is 26th of August, which means we have 5 days left, and we only have one book left on my August TBR. What? One more book, and it's a short one as well. It's literally 200 pages. This is How You Lose the Time War by Max Gladstone and Amal El Mohdar. I think it's a love story, but it's kind of a bit of a science fiction and dystopian queer love story. So I think it would be a fun read. I see people recommend this book. They say it's not what they think it was. So yeah, interesting. Good afternoon. Oh my gosh, what's today? Yes, today is 29th of August, and 29th, 30th, 31st. 3 days left until the end of August, and I still have just this one book left. I'm 70 pages in. There's just under 200, so I'm hoping I will finish it this afternoon. And it is weird. I don't know what I think about this book. I don't mind the writing, but yeah, I'm going to sit down and read this this afternoon. I haven't got any other plans. If you can hear my neighbor cutting the grass. I apologize. So finish that today. That's the plan, and I will give you my final thoughts on this book and on my August reading at the end. Also, in other news, I have started another blanket. This blanket is for my friend. She chose the colors herself and the pattern, and oh my god, this is going to be so colorful and so bright. I cannot wait for this to finish. Yeah, slightly different pattern than the other one. I love it. Do the blanket, listen to an audiobook. Living the life. Anyway, now I'm gonna go and sit down and read this because I want to finish this today. With this book and I think I'm gonna rate it 1 star. I don't know, I found this book boring, pointless. The 1 star that I've given it is for the writing style, which is quite poetic and quite lyrical, but I don't know. I find this book very, very abstract. I am very confused, and I still don't know if red and blue are human or they're machines, or what the hell are they. The construction of the books, 1 chapter is from red, 1 chapter is from blue, and in between we read the letters that they leave for each other. There's a lot of references to history and literature. Some of them I didn't understand. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just too stupid, too dumb for this book. I'm sure people will rate it higher than I did. Other people, not me. That, like I said, the only 1 star that I gave it is for the language, which I actually I didn't mind, but it's not enough for me, or the writing style, it's not enough for me to rate this book higher. So yeah, basically I do not recommend this book. I'll probably put this back on Vinted. This is a book I got from Vinted, so it's probably gonna go back on Vinted, and hopefully someone else will enjoy it more than I did. And I really wanted to, because there's quite a few people that sang praises to this book, but I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Yeah, so basically I should have mentioned, so basically this is about red and blue. There are agents that work for different time agencies, and they kind of go back and forth in time, and they change the course of events to hopefully improve the future. And yeah, and basically this is sci-fi. This is happening in the future. I have no idea when. I really don't know what to think of this book, because I purely, I just simply don't understand much of it. There was a point when, see, the other thing is, I don't know which one is red, which one is blue, but they kind of get discovered. So, okay, spoiler alert. So they kind of get discovered by the commander of one of the agencies, and they're being trailed and whatever, followed, and they try to poison. Let's say they try to poison red. So blue goes back in time and gives red some antidotum, I think that's what it was, and it makes her very, very sick. But then she also gets immune to this poison in her later life. But while blue is there, when red is only a child, she kisses her, or they kiss her. I don't even know what the genders are, okay? So blue kisses red, and it's kind of like a little bit of a red flag, because at the end of the day, this is an adult and a child. So, you know, kind of bear that in mind. I think whoever wants to read this, if they're sensitive people, they need to check trigger warnings for this book as well. So yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like this book. It's not a book for me, so that's it. At least I can close my August now. Sorry, that lighting was completely, absolutely rubbish. So I moved into my usual place, the kitchen, because the lighting is good. So just closing credits. Just to sum this up, that was a good month. I actually finished reading all my books. I had 10 books that my game picked for me, so I've read all of them, which makes me very happy. And in this vlog, we were obviously reading this. This is How You Lose a Time War, and that was 1 star. The Other Mothers by Katherine Faulkner, and that was 3 stars. And then we had Undeadwood by C.A. Monks, and that was 4.5 stars. I actually, one of my favorite books this month. No Exit by Taylor Adams, and that was unexpectedly to me a 5-star book. So I think I am very pleased with my efforts this month. I have already selected my TBR for September. Look out for that video. I think that's gonna come out on Tuesday next week. So yeah, look out for that one. So that's coming out, but in the meantime, my gosh, thank you so much for watching. I don't even know how long this vlog is going to be, and I hopefully see you in my next one. Like I said, the next video coming out will be my September TBR, and then hopefully I will continue with the reading vlogs and share with you the books that I'm reading in September. Whew, that was a long speech. Please like this video if you liked it, and comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!